ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್
ಇವಾಗ
ಆಯ್ತು.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸರ್.
ಇವಾಗ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ everybody. Now we are in RNA. RNA is the ribonucleic acid and it is having the ribonucleotides. So it is also a biomacromolecule. Its structure is made up of ribonucleotides and it is the genetic material in RNA viruses and virions. And RNA is of 4 types. We can make the RNA classified into 4 types: genetic RNA, ribosomal RNA, messenger RNA and transfer RNA. The genetic RNA, it is the genetic material in RNA viruses and virions. So it has the role of storing and transferring genetic information, that is genetic RNA, only in 2 organisms. One is RNA viruses like HIV and another is virions. So it has the role of transferring genetic information. So it is a genetic RNA. The next 3 are non-genetic: ribosomal, messenger and transfer. They are the non-genetic RNAs and they take part in protein synthesis. All the 3 are needed in protein synthesis. And RNA molecules, they are produced by the enzyme RNA polymerase. RNA molecules are always produced by the enzyme RNA polymerase. As we know, DNA is produced by DNA polymerase. And RNA polymerases can be also called as DNA dependent RNA polymerase. They are also called as DNA dependent RNA polymerase because they need DNA. They need one of the strands of DNA called template strand to produce RNA. So they are also called DNA dependent RNA polymerases or just RNA polymerases. So RNA is produced by the enzyme RNA polymerase. It is also called DNA dependent RNA polymerase. And there is a single RNA polymerase. A single RNA polymerase in prokaryotes produces all the 3 types of RNAs. Ribosomal RNA, messenger RNA and transfer RNA are produced by a single RNA polymerase in case of prokaryotic organisms. But in eukaryotes, there are 3 RNA polymerases. There is presence of 3 RNA polymerases: RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2 and RNA polymerase 3. So there is division of labor for the synthesis of RNA molecules in case of eukaryotes. So the 3 enzymes produce 3 molecules of RNA. If I take RNA polymerase 1, it produces ribosomal RNA. RNA polymerase 1 synthesizes ribosomal RNA. RNA polymerase 2 synthesizes messenger RNA. RNA polymerase 3 synthesizes transfer RNA. So all the 3 RNA molecules are needed for the synthesis of polypeptide or protein. Messenger RNA carries coded message from DNA in the form of triplet codons for the synthesis of polypeptide. Ribosomal RNA forms the structure of ribosomes and transfer RNA is the vehicle which carries the specific amino acid to the site of protein synthesis during translation process. So all the 3 molecules of RNA are needed for the process of protein synthesis to take place. So in eukaryotes, there is 3 enzymes, 3 polymerases, 3 RNA polymerases for the 3 types of RNAs. So RNA polymerase 1 synthesizes ribosomal RNA, RNA polymerase 2 synthesizes messenger RNA and RNA polymerase 3 synthesizes transfer RNA. Let us start with ribosomal RNA. Ribosomal RNA or just rRNA, it is synthesized from the same template strand of DNA, and during synthesis that is a single stranded molecule. During formation that is single stranded, but later that may assume double stranded regions. It is produces single stranded molecule like this. Later that may assume some double stranded regions by complementary base pairing. That may assume double by the process of complementary base pairing. Likewise, the same ribosomal RNA may assume double-stranded regions by the process of complementary base pairing or by folding. By folding on itself, that we assume double-stranded regions. But during synthesis, all the three molecules of RNA are single-stranded, but the ribosomal RNA that may assume some double-stranded regions by complementary base pairing. And it is the abundant RNA. Ribosomal RNA is the abundant RNA in the cell, comprising 80% of total RNA of the cell. So it is the abundant RNA, or the RNA with most concentration, or it is the RNA having more amount in the cell. So it is having up to 80% of its concentration. And ribosomal RNA, and in addition to proteins, is found in the nucleolus. Ribosomal RNA with proteins, it is present in the nucleolus, so it produces ribosome subunits. Ribosome subunits are produced in the nucleolus. So nucleolus is also called the ribosome factory of the cell. So ribosomal RNA, after synthesis from DNA, in addition to proteins, reaches the nucleolus, and it has the role of producing ribosome subunits. So it is found in the nucleolus. And functions of ribosomal RNA. Ribosomal RNA has the following functions. It is forming the subunits of ribosomes. Ribosomal RNA, in addition to proteins, produces the subunits of ribosomes, that is of some types, 28S, 18S, 5.8S, etc. S is the sedimentation constant, or Swedberg constant, or Swedberg unit. So the larger and smaller subunits of ribosomes are an assemblage of 28S, 18S, 5.8S, etc. So these are the subunits of ribosomes that assemble again to form the larger and smaller ribosomal units. That is the function, one function of ribosomal RNA. Ribosomal RNA produces the subunits of ribosomes in addition to proteins. So ribosomal RNA plus proteins forms the subunits of ribosomes of the following sedimentation coefficient: 28S, 18S, 5.8S, etc. All of them they reassemble to form the larger one 60S, smaller one 40S, and they together take part in protein synthesis. We will study that in the coming classes. One more function of ribosomal RNA, it is having enzymatic role. Ribosomal RNA also acts enzymes during protein synthesis, that is called ribozyme. So proteins are, the enzymes are made up of proteins, but sometimes in rare cases RNA molecule also exhibits the work of enzyme. So RNA molecule also has the enzymatic role, but all the enzymes are proteins. That is the only exception, that is ribosomal RNA, that also acts as the enzyme during protein synthesis. It is called ribozyme. So that is the first type of RNA, ribosomal RNA. So it has the work of forming the subunits of ribosomes, that is of 28S, 18S, 5.8S, etc. So they together make the two subunits of ribosomes. And next is messenger RNA. Messenger RNA is also synthesized similar to this, but that is the most important of the RNAs, messenger RNA, that is copied as a single stranded molecule on the template strand of DNA. There are two strands of DNA, one of them is called template. So till now we completed ribosomal RNA. Next we shall go to messenger RNA. Messenger RNA is called as a messenger because it carries the message from one of the strands of DNA, that is also called a template strand. So the template strand produces messenger RNA complementary to its bases. So it is a message for the synthesis of amino acid chain or polypeptide. Or I take this as double stranded DNA molecule. This is the double stranded molecule of DNA. 5 prime, 3 prime, 5 prime, 3 prime. So this is the DNA molecule. The two strands are named. The strand with the polarity 5 prime to 3 prime backwards, that is the template strand. This strand is called template strand. And the other one is called coding strand. This strand is coding strand. Now I mean messenger RNA. Now I mean messenger RNA. Now I mean messenger RNA. That is in brief called mRNA. So this is the DNA molecule having two strands, coding strand, template strand. Template strand synthesizes mRNA and write the bases on DNA. I take these as the basis on the template strand, and complementary to that there are bases on the coding strand also. These are the bases on the coding strand. So it should be A here, it should be T here, it should be G here, it should be C, it should be G, it should be T. So for us, template strand is important because that produces messenger RNA. So this strand, template strand, produces messenger RNA with the initial 5 prime end and the terminal 3 prime end. Like this, messenger RNA is produced from one of the strands of DNA called template strand of DNA. So we can also predict the bases on this strand. So for T it is A. For T it is A, for A it is U, for C it is G, for G it is C, for C it is G, for A it is U, not T it is U. So instead of timing, uracil is present in the RNA molecule. So that's how an mRNA molecule is produced from one of the strands of DNA called template strand. Again, we need to know about two types of RNA, mRNA. mRNA in prokaryotes. So mRNA in prokaryotes is produced with only exons. It is having only exons. It is produced with N-type exon ring. It produces mRNA. The same template strand produces mRNA having complete exon ring. there is no presence of introns. That's how the mRNA in prokaryotes has entire exon ring. Now let us see the structure of mRNA in prokaryotes. The mRNA prokaryotes has the structure having complete exons, but it has many coding regions. We can also know the meaning of exons and introns. Exons, coding region. Exon is coding ring or coding region. Intron, non-coding region. We need to know the meaning of these terms. Intron is non-coding region. Intron is non-coding region. So introns are absent in case of prokaryotic mRNA. mRNA in case of prokaryotes lacks introns. It has only exons. And if you take the structure of prokaryotic mRNA, it is entirely linear molecule. Messenger RNA is the only RNA molecule that is always single stranded, that never assumes double stranded regions. Transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA have double stranded regions also, but messenger RNA is the RNA having entirely single stranded structure. It never assumes double stranded regions. And if I take prokaryotic mRNA, entirely linear molecule. It is entirely linear molecule. The initial region is 5 prime. The initial region is 5 prime. The terminal region is 3 prime. Initial region 5 prime. Terminal region 3 prime. It is having complete exon region. And initially there is presence of AUG, that is the initiator codon, and there is presence of terminator codon UAA, and there is again another initiator codon, and again one more terminator codon. So the region before initiator codon, it is called, it is the initiator codon. So that begins the process of protein synthesis. AUG is the initiator codon that codes for the amino acid methionine. So it is the initiator codon or the first codon. Before the initiator codon, it is the non-coding region. This region is non-coding. The region before the initiator codon is the non-coding sequences. It is non-coding region. And these are the triplet codons. The information in the gene, in the cell, in the living organism is with a 3 letter. So it is triplet codon. So each triplet codon codes for one amino acid. This AUG codes for the amino acid methionine. It is coding for the amino acid methionine. And starting from the initiator codon up to this region, it is the coding region. This is called coding range or coding region. It is the coding region. There is presence of codons. They code for different amino acids, and this is not having any nature of producing any amino acid. So this is the terminator codon. This is the terminator codon. There are 3 terminator codons. One is UAA. So that stops the process of protein synthesis. So that is the terminator codon on nonsense codon. And after terminator codon again there is non-coding region. There is non-coding. This region is non-coding. And again AUG, that is the initiator. This is the initiator codon. That begins the process of protein synthesis by coding for the amino acid methionine. After that there is coding region. After that there is coding region. So here there is presence of codons that codes for the restricted number of specific number of amino acids. They are joined by peptide bond. So in the coding region, in the coding range, there is restricted number of specific number of codons for the length of protein to be produced. So after the coding region, there is again terminator codon. It is also a terminator codon. It is another terminator codon. And there is a non-coding region. After that, there is non-coding sequences. It is again non-coding region or non-coding sequence. So in case of prokaryotic mRNA, there is presence of more than one coding region. It may be 4, it may be 2, it may be 6, like that. So the coding regions are more than one in case of prokaryotic mRNA. So it is also linear molecule having initial 5' end, terminal 3' end. But there is presence of more than one coding region. There is one coding region, one more coding region, or two more coding regions may be added to this molecule. So mRNA in case of prokaryotes is having entire coding region or entirely exons, but it also has many coding regions. And next we shall study the structure of eukaryotic mRNA. Next is eukaryotic mRNA. Here the advantage of these coding sequences is it can code for many proteins at the same time. The mRNA can code for many proteins at the same time. That is the advantage of mRNA having many coding regions, more than one coding regions. Now I am in the eukaryotic mRNA. Next is mRNA in case of eukaryotes. Again, it is also produced as a single stranded molecule, but it is having exons and introns. That is also produced by the same template DNA strand, but that is produced with exons and introns. This is the DNA having one strand is coding strand, another is template strand. It is the coding strand, another is template strand. This is the template. The other one is coding strand, but it does not code for any RNA, but it is called coding strand. This is the template strand. So this template strand produces messenger RNA having exons and introns. The messenger RNA is produced with coding sequences called exons, non-coding sequences called introns. So it is produced as a discontinuous molecule. So these are exons. I write them as exon 1, exon 2, exon 3, and they are interpreted with introns. After exon there is intron 1, intron 2, intron 3. It is intron 1, intron 2, intron 3, like that. but the polarity is same. The polarity is same only. The terminal region is 3 prime, the initial region is 5 prime. That's how mRNA of eukaryotes, also called nascent mRNA, it is nascent. But later that undergoes reorganization, that is produced with exons and introns at the time of synthesis from the template strand of DNA, having exons, the coding sequences, introns, non-coding sequences. Later, it undergoes a process called splicing. A process called splicing relieves all the introns. By the process of splicing, the intron sequences are relieved and exons are joined as an N-type, single-stranded, continuous molecular mRNA. That process is called splicing. So, I or introns, there are same number of introns as that of the exons, but introns do not have any coding sequences, they do not have any functional codons. So, the process is called splicing. Splicing relieves all the introns and joins the exons. So, I take these as the exons, exon 1, exon 2, exon 3, they are joined as a continuous linear molecular RNA. So, that process is called splicing, which removes all the introns and joins the exons in the continuous sequence or specific sequence. Specific is in the initial region there is exon 1 followed by exon 2, exon 3, exon 4 like that. So now we get the continuous linear eukaryotic mRNA, but it is having only exons. And if you take the structure of mRNA, it is having initial cap region followed by leader sequence followed by initiator codon, and that starts with the coding region and continues up to the terminator codon, and that is followed by trailer sequence. So it is slightly complex compared to the prokaryotic mRNA. So this is completely exon based. So this region is only exons, no introns. If you take this structure of eukaryotic mRNA, eukaryotic mRNA or messenger RNA, it has initial 5 prime and terminal 3 prime region. Initial region is 5 prime, terminal is 3 prime, and there is initiator codon, or at the 5 prime end there is a region called cap region. It is called cap. That is having guanosine base with methyl group, methylated guanosine from the cap region, and that is followed by leader sequence, that is also non-coding. After cap there is leader sequence and followed by initiator codon, that is AUG, that is the usual initiator codon, followed by coding region. This is followed by coding region. So next is coding region is following the initiator codon, coding region or coding range, and that continues up to the terminator codon. There is presence of terminator codon. There are 3 terminator codons. One is UAA, UAG, UGA. Any one of these 3 codons are there, they are called as terminator codons. They do not have any coding for amino acid. They don't have any amino acid to be coded, so they are terminator codons or stop signal codon. So when the ribosome pair comes here, the process of polypeptide synthesis stops because that codon UAA or UAG or UGA, they do not code for any amino acid, so the process of protein synthesis stops. So up to terminator codon, the region is called coding region or coding region, terminator codon. And after the terminator codon, it is called trailer sequence. In the trailer sequence, also called poly A tail. It has numerous adenosine bases forming the poly A tail. That is the structure of mRNA in case of eukaryotes. It is having the same 5' to 3' polarity. At the 5' end, there is presence of methylated guanosine bases. Methylated guanosine. So this cap is having methylated guanosine. That from the cap region also can be compared to the head region, followed by leader sequence, that is non-coding. Leader sequence is non-coding, that will not code for any amino acid. That is the non-coding region, and that is followed by AUG, initiator codon. So that codon codes for the amino acid methionine and begins the process of polypeptide synthesis formation. And coding region is following the initiator codon that continues up to the terminator codon, that is UAA or UAG or UG. Any one of those three terminator codons are present in the terminator codon region. And after the terminator codon region, it is the poly A tail, that is non-coding region. Numerous adenosine bases are present in the terminal region of the eukaryotic mRNA, that is called poly A tail. Like this, the eukaryotic mRNA has a complex structure compared to the prokaryotic mRNA. Here there is a single coding region, but in case of prokaryotic mRNA, there are more than one coding regions, and there is presence of poly A tail and cap region in the eukaryotic mRNA, but there is no presence of cap and tail in prokaryotic mRNA. And many proteins can be produced in the prokaryotic mRNA. Compared to the number of coding regions, there is possibility of synthesis of more than one coding region. So ribosomes attached to each coding region. So here a single ribosome attaches that produces a single polypeptide, single protein. Here there is possibility of synthesis of more than one proteins. If there are 4 ribosomes, 4 proteins can be produced. That's about messenger RNA. Thank you, madam. I have used many MBs of data.